Salute, peace and power, assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. Listen up. This is a very important, sensitive topic and discussion we're going to have today. To everybody out there. And make sure you send this and you share this with other people. All right, listen up, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we all live one time. We all make mistakes. See, the issue is, though, are you willing to resurrect yourself after people left you for dead? Are you willing to resurrect yourself after people left you for dead? They told you shoulda, coulda, woulda. You should have did that better. If you would have did this right, you could have did that. See, when the firestorm started and came and your house burned down or you was on fire, they wouldn't spit on you to put it out. They wouldn't pee on you to put it out. But you know what you did? You climbed out the fire. And the firemen didn't even see you in there. They would have helped you and try to pull you out the fire, but they didn't see you. Because even though you was on fire, you wasn't yelling, you wasn't screaming, you stayed calm. Not because the fire wasn't burning. You wanted to burn, just so you could go through the experience and the pain. And now that you climbed out of that burning building, or that furnace, or that inferno, and you moving forward, and you rehabbing, and you getting better, it doesn't matter no more who shows up to what they thought was your death or your funeral. Don't matter who shows up. See, one thing that I appreciate about living is that everyone will pass away. But the thing that I appreciate about it, it doesn't matter who shows up, because when it appears to be that I was dying while I was still living, no one showed up. No one showed up. And for those who showed up, they showed up because they wanted to see me still live. And they know who they are. They know who they are. And I appreciate you for showing up. For those who did. For the 1, 2, maybe 3 people who showed up. When it appears to be that I was losing my existence, they showed up. And when they showed up, they didn't ask me no questions. When they showed up, they didn't show up to rescue me. They showed up to just make sure that I was okay. They didn't show up to see if I was going to make it or not. They just showed up to show me how important I was, the impact I had, how valuable I was. They showed up just to make sure that my spirit was okay. My soul was still intact. And another thing I appreciate, they didn't say anything to anyone. They seen me survive that inferno, or get out that furnace, or get out the fire, and said, you go through this again, you need me, you know how to get in contact with me. And that was that. Nobody else, mutually, that we both knew, said, oh, I heard you was in the fire. I heard you was in the furnace. I heard you was in the inferno. They didn't say nothing. Because the people that sincerely wanted to see me survive didn't say nothing. And that's how I know it was sincere. Because they didn't say nothing. They didn't say one word to anyone. They just made sure that my spirit and my soul was still intact. They didn't show up to rescue me. Because now, it's like, oh, they're trying to play hero. Just to say, I saved you. Remember you was in that fire? I saved you. I took you out of the furnace. Remember? They showed up because they knew I was going to survive. They also showed up because they learned what it's like to be in the fire, to be in the furnace. And they got out of it. So now, when I was in the furnace in the fire, they're like, I know he's going to make it out of that. They knew I would survive. And that's why they showed up. So my point is that when you in the fire, and people put you in the fire, or push you in the fire, or start the fire, they ain't worried about you surviving. And don't be upset with them. Don't be mad at them. It's not personal. It's not personal. You don't have to worry about it. Because when they start the fire, or push you in the fire, or ignite the fire, or feed the fire, they're doing that just to see you suffer. And when they see you come out of the fire, they're not going to be mad or glad. They're going to be confused. Because they're going to want to know how you made it out the fire. And you're not upset with them. You're not blaming them. You're taking accountability. You're like, yeah, no, I made it out the fire. And when you start asking simple questions like, who would start a fire? Why would someone start a fire? Not why no one put out the fire. No, who would start a fire? So now they start looking around because you didn't say, did you start the fire? Did they start the fire? You ask something direct. Who would start a fire? And now they're unable to answer that. So it started to get taken personal because now the guilt started to set in. It started to eat at them slow. It started to touch their soul. It started to get infested in their spirit. And now other people that know how the fire got started, they'll see you and say, how you been doing? What you been up to? And you'll start to say, I'm wiser than I was yesterday. Stay blessed. And they won't say it to you directly, but it'll be in the back of their mind. Well, they mad at me. I ain't do nothing. See? You know they didn't do nothing. They know they didn't do nothing, but they still got to ask themselves that because you're not lashing out at them any longer. See, the way you got out the fire, you also learn how to not feed the fire. And when you don't feed the fire, once it get put out, they're not going to be able to start it again. And should they start it again or ignite it again, you won't be around. You won't be caught in the flames. You won't have to inhale secondhand smoke. Smoke won't get in your eyes. It won't get in your clothes. You won't even smell like fire anymore. People will actually realize you survived the fire and you ain't mad. You ain't blaming nobody. You're just moving forward now. It's like people know you was in the shelter, you was at the Blue Cross, Blue Shield, but they can't tell because you don't talk about it. They know you was there because they know it was a fire, and that's where people get taken to it. They know you was in the shelter, but you ain't never bring it up. You ain't worried about it. It was just a stepping stone for you to get from one place to the next. It was a stopgap. That's all that fire was. It was a stopgap. But to them, and the people who ignited the fire, or push you towards the fire, or push you in the fire, they want to see you perish. And now that you made it out, the blame game starts. You never loved, you never cared, you never this, you never that. I never asked to be pushed in the fire. But I'm thankful I got pushed in the fire. See, because I can look at my wounds now and acknowledge the sores and the scabs. And I appreciate the pain. Some people will say, well, the pain made me stronger. No, for me, the pain brought me peace. The pain brought me solitude. How come? Because I'm at a peaceful place alone. I'm at a peaceful place by myself. I'm at a peaceful place not having to be obligated to toxic and unnecessary problems and headaches. Looking to put money into situations where it won't be appreciated. Looking to put my time, my effort, and energy into situations where, no, you're doing that wrong. No, that's not the way you read a book. No, that's not the way you do homework. No, that's not the way you dress that. No, that's not what you should be buying. No, you shouldn't have spent your money on that. No, those people really don't care about you. No, you can't do this. No, always giving you direction and not giving themselves that same direction. So that's what the fire has done for me. It gave me sense of direction. It taught me which way to go. It taught me to go by myself. It gave me a journey. That fire ignited a path. And I'm thankful I took the path where the fire was at. I didn't say, call the fire department, get them to put the fire out. I was in the fire and got out. And thankful I stayed in it as long as I did. Because now that I'm on that journey and I'm taking that path where the fire at, I learned people ain't gonna want to go down that path or take that journey. Also, they're gonna criticize my path and speak about the journey. Oh, you think he better. Oh, she thinks she better. Just because now they found better or deeper spirituality, or they do a lot of meditation, they do yoga, or whatever it is that you're into that helps you further your peace of mind and your solitude. It doesn't matter about the fire you got out of. It's just a matter that you stayed away or you got away from them. See, when I was homeless, Wise Warriors, you know why I got a peace of mind? Because I wasn't obligated to anything anymore. And when I was homeless, it didn't matter if I had kids or not. Because when I was homeless, it wasn't like the people that I had a kid with said, you could come stay here till you get back on your feet. No, or should I have been allowed to do that? It was rules and regulations. You could be here, but you got to do this. You could be here, but you got to do that. It's like, where was anybody concerned about my well-being or me being well? They just was concerned about me doing what was best for them. And I'm not mad at that. But that also gave me peace of mind. Because it's like, okay, well, I ain't got nowhere to be. I ain't got nowhere to go. But you know what I do have, though? Peace of mind. You know what I do have, though? Solitude. You know what I do have? Myself. You know what is able to grow and evolve? My spirituality, my soul connection to myself. I don't have to worry about listening to what other people think, believe, or say no more. I get to listen to me. Yeah, it was people stepping over me and people looking down at me, on me. But people was doing that when I was around them, though. So when the world did it, it didn't mean anything anymore. Because the world did it. Everybody was stepping over me and looking down on me. However, but the people that made it seem as if they cared about me, made it seem as if they loved me, made it seem as if I was important, they did it. And it didn't hurt because they did it. It hurt because I was foolish enough to believe they cared. I was foolish enough to believe they loved me. I was foolish enough to believe I was a priority to them, or I was a factor in their life. That was my fault. That was my fault. That I actually believed that. Now I accept that my spirit and my soul is right and where it needs to be for me. So go ahead. Call me selfish. Go ahead. Call me a person that never sincerely or truly love others. You know why that don't matter no more? Because I really sincerely and truly love me. I really do. If that's conceit or me being conceited, I'll accept that. If that's me being less than a man, I'll accept that. If that's me not being a true, dedicated father, I'll accept that. See, you know why I accept it? It's because I understand that the world don't owe me anything. And I'm never, ever, ever going to play the victim card. I'll accept being a villain, though. See, because one thing about the villain learn how to protect themselves. The villain learn how to protect themselves. See, the difference with me being a villain, people could say, I got on a mask, but I'm not hiding behind it. I'll take it off. See, other people that's playing the victim mentality, they got a mask on, and they don't want to accept it, and they're not going to take it off. See, the villain takes the mask off. We know who the Joker was when the makeup wasn't on. We know how the villains look when they take the mask off. And they're willing to take it off. See, the difference is with the people playing victim, they got a mask on. But they don't acknowledge it. And they don't want to take it off. And they're not going to take it off. Because they're uncomfortable with who they really are. That's why it's always the blame game. It's my fault I was homeless. It's my fault I didn't have. It's my fault my soul and my spirit was connected to so many other things. Music, movies, sports, family, friends, job, kids. It's my fault. But now, my spirit and my soul connected to me. And I don't care what it makes me in anybody else's eyes. Because see, when I was fighting to be in their life, they was fighting to push me away. When I was fighting to say, no, I'm saying I love my son. I love my daughter. I'm going to go all out to show my kids I love them. And it was like, but it don't matter. It don't matter. You got to do this, and this to prove that you're a real man and a real father. It's like, I got to do all that. But I'm not telling you got to do this to prove that you're a real mother. To prove that you're a real family member. You ain't got to prove nothing to me. Prove it to yourself. So when I learned that I had to prove things to me and not other people, that's when I became a villain. And I love that. But in the beginning, when I was looking to show people how committed I was actually the victim. Because it's like what I'm saying, I'm trying to be the man I need to be. My baby boss won't let me. I'm trying to be a better father. Family members is hating it. And I need a better job. And the government won't allow me. And see? Victim. But when I became the villain, it's like, but I don't care. Okay, I'm on child support. That's not going to make me be a father. It's not going to make me be a father. I can make me be a father. The government can't do that. Family members can't do that. The mother can't do that. The kid can't do that. I got to do it. Nobody going to make me go to work. I got to motivate myself to do that. Nobody going to make me pay these bills. I got to do it myself. And when I learned that, that made me the villain. And I accept that. And I'm going to always accept that. Nothing's changing that. Never again in my life. So whatever it makes me, I don't care. And another reason that I appreciate it is because I don't put energy and I don't analyze what somebody else should do, could do, or would do. That's their life. That's their life. But I know moving forward with my life, nobody is ever again gonna control me with shame, guilt, the need to be right, or any sort of emotional roller coaster. Feel this way today, feel this way tomorrow. Do this time, do that time. No, if you're gonna come around, you gotta come around like this. If you're gonna call my phone, you have to call my phone this time. I'm controlling my life. I do that. Nobody didn't make me do anything. I believed at those junctures in my life, those people were important for me to keep fighting for them and with them and ignore myself. I ain't doing that no more. I fight for me and with me. For me, though. I fight for me and with me for me. That's what I do. It's not about other people no more. It used to be. Because like I said, when I did it, it wasn't never enough. It was always partial. So when I put my best foot forward, that wasn't enough. And they seen I was putting my best foot forward. They seen I was putting more time. They seen I was spending more money. So if I only had $20 to spend, now I got $30 to spend. I only had $30 to spend, now I got $50. That ain't enough. I only had an hour, I put in 2 hours. That ain't enough. I can help with math homework, now I can help with spelling homework. I can help with spelling homework, now I can help with reading homework. That ain't enough. I clean up the bathroom, that ain't enough. I clean up the kitchen, that ain't enough. And I'm not mad at it, and I wasn't mad at it. I just had to understand. I had to stop fighting against myself, because now, remember, I'm fighting for other people to show them how relevant, how important they are to me. Family, friends, jobs, kids. But in the process, I was in that fire, and I lost myself. And now that I'm out of the fire, I don't care. Because I don't have as much issues as I had. See, I had those issues when I dealt with everyone. Now I'm dealing with me. I don't have those issues anymore. And I had those issues when I dealt with people. They still said I wasn't a real man. I wasn't a real father. I didn't have enough money. I didn't have enough time. I wasn't helping with enough homework. I wasn't showing up to enough family functions. I wasn't family orientated. I still got ridiculed and blamed. And I'm not saying that those people was dead wrong and I was dead right, or I was dead wrong and they was dead right. What I'm saying is that I neglected me, and I ain't doing that no more. I ain't doing it no more. So go ahead, let them talk. Go ahead, let them blame me. But see, the more they blame me, the less they looking in the mirror, looking at themselves. That's why I say, and I continuously say, I climb from the bottom of the ocean to the top of the mountain. I'm looking down at the old me, looking up at the new me. When I look up at the new me, I don't see nobody. I just see the new me in the mountain. And I'm going to keep climbing. I'm going to keep ascending. I'm going to keep evolving. I'm going to keep growing. I don't care about what other people do or don't do. It's not my concern. It's not my concern. What is my concern is where I'm at, where I'm going, and where I'm going to be. I don't care who there with me. I don't care who there without me. I just know I'm going to be there, and I'm going to show up for myself every day now. I ain't taking a second off from doing what I got to do. All right? You made it this far. I appreciate it. Make sure you tap in, you subscribe, you share, and you send this to other people. All right? Peace. Assalamu alaikum. Everybody, stay focused. Stay blessed. Love yourself. Respect yourself. Self-accountability, self-awareness. Till next time.